Max was working with me over a couple of months with coaching. And today we will have a little conversation about it, how it was, what shifted, and all the successes he has now. So, Max, I'm so excited to have you here today. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you, Monika. And I'm so excited to be here another time with you again.
How are you? How is everything? How are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Monika. So I'm doing really good. And I can just say, having the time spent together with you with these coaching calls has made such a shift in my life. And sometimes, it was even just a little shift inside of me that made such a difference for me in how to I could then progress in building, for example, my program. Because when we started working, it was just this idea, this vision to build the Find Your Shine Again challenge. And I had this title and I was so excited about it, but I then didn't really know how to start or how to, really do the next step and the next move. And so whenever we got together and talked and you helped me to uncover blocks that just stopped me from taking action, I was just able afterwards to take the next step and then the next step and then the next step. So I eventually was able to create and build the whole challenge and felt really good about it and do so many things that were so hard in the beginning and then became so much easier after each conversation that we had because each time obviously there was something else, maybe another block that I felt that's stopping me to take just the next step. But whenever we talked and you applied the tools, the methods with me, I just felt, oh well, no, I can do it. And before it felt
Mm.
like, ah.
Yeah.
and
Oh.
and that's just incredible because, sometimes we feel it's just so hard and we cannot move forward. And I think everybody can relate. There's always things in life where we feel, oh, it's just, I don't know how to take the next step. And then knowing that there is this possibility, to seek help, to ask for help, and to have a person like you who's so talented and who knows so many different modalities to actually deal with the things in a quite effortless way. Because, and that's what I also told you before, for me, these sort of 1 hour coaching calls are just incredible because they go deep, but they also do remove sometimes the roadblock, but also they empower you so much and it doesn't take such a long time. So it's really like you blend it into your day, you blend it also into a busy week because sometimes we have all so much to do. And then obviously we need to prioritize. This is important. So I also needed to tell myself, I want to work on this. I see I don't, or I procrastinate even. So I need to take time to address this. Um, and then sometimes if we feel, oh my God, this will take 5 hours, 3 months, it immediately it can feel like it's a lot. But when oh wow, we have just 1 week or we have just 1 hour this week, it's like very doable. But then at the same time, it's so profound that it's sometimes, yeah, almost unbelievable how much you get out of it and how much I got out of this. Um, just working continuously with you and not just every week, but then sometimes it was one time a month or more often. Um, yeah, and that's just really, really great. And so for me, definitely things go more effortless now because I don't have these blocks anymore that were like, you cannot do this, or, I felt blocked by my own history, when I had my own struggles and my own pain, which was also, when I overworked myself so much and I had the people pleasing where I just wanted to do it and please everyone else, but didn't really attend to my own needs. And so talking about this to others sort of felt strange in the beginning because I felt it's reminding me of this pain that I was sort of still holding inside of me. But then when we had this one session where I connected back to myself, I was able really to free myself from that past. While it still obviously happened to me, it doesn't hold power over me now, but it empowers me now to even talk about it and to help others to deal maybe with similar issues, and having tendencies of people pleasing and therefore, overworking and doing everything for other people, but don't really looking after your own needs. So this empowered me really to move into a next phase, I would say even. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for everything you shared here. So yeah, it was amazing also working with you because, as you know, as a colleague, as a coach, as a therapist, we can only work with someone successfully if they do the work.
Mm.
We, as much as we want to, we can never make someone heal. You can
Yeah.
never make someone progress or do the work. It's just they
Yeah.
have to, and you did. You were a massive action taker. So this was really amazing, even though it was uncomfortable. And that's what you also mentioned right now. It was not really nice and not comfortable to go back to that. And I remember you were also a bit hesitant, and no one likes to go there because I don't know, some people still think that healing is something nice and feel good thing. No, it's not. It's very painful. Afterwards, it's nice, and afterwards, it feels good. But you have to do that deep work. You have to go down dark there where it hurts, and you did.
Mm.
And so, what you said about this people pleasing program and other fears and blocks, I remember there was also the fear of being seen, the fear of failure, the fear of success, even,
Mm.
which was connected to the burnout and all this stuff. Well, you tell me, these fears, what happened to those fears now?
So the fear, it just shrunk down. I think as humans, we will always have uncertainty and we will always have certain things that will cause us maybe a bit of fear or newness, but it's not like, something that blocks me now. It's just something that I know has been a part of me, but it's not ruling me anymore. So I would just really say that all of this just shrunk down into a size where it's not bothering me anymore or stopping me to live the life and create the life that I desire, which is filled also with, an amazing life of being an entrepreneur and helping other people to transform their lives too so they can free themselves, because I basically grew up so blocked with just so much fear, so much anxiety, and not really knowing who I am. And I mean, it took me so many years to deal and address all of this, but now I'm at this point where it's just like out of the way, which doesn't mean, it's not something you've experienced. I think that's so important. Sometimes we're like, and for me in the past, I was like, I just want to get rid of everything.
Mhm.
Now I'm more at a stage which is, I think, more healthy of integrating everything, right? But if something massively blocks you, you just want to move it out of the way. And obviously that's important so you can progress and take the next step. But then at the same time, you need to accept it as something that you experienced. It's something that's been a part of you and your life for a long time. And to also maybe even acknowledge what it was trying to do for you. And so I think I'm still, of course, in a healing phase of integrating all of these past experiences, of the fears and what caused me, to actually work so much that I sort of ruined my health along the way, and to just gain back power to myself. So I think the fears are definitely not stopping me now to do what I want to do. Um, and I think that's the most important part. And I love the saying, you can have, if you want to do something, and there's fear, do it anyway. And I think that's only possible if the fear has a size where you can feel I can do it. But if the fear is too big, you just don't take the action. But now I'm like, it's really interesting. Now I'm like, I sort of feel fear in this direction. I'm like, that's why I should do it because that's where my next growth lies. So I even see it sort of now as a navigation into into my own possibility to move to the next phase and next bigger version of me. And obviously, I can decide if I want to take it or not. But I rather see it more from a curious side if something sort of fears me because it might be a bit scary because it's new, because I haven't done it before. But it's just like, yeah, you've got this. So really the confidence in, yeah, in knowing you can overcome those things. I think this has grown massively. And
Mm.
the more you learn, you can overcome one fear, the more you know you can overcome the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. And then it becomes even more like something that you do and who you are because it becomes natural. Because in life, always there will be a next challenge. So we are never going to be, now everything is just like smooth sailing because it could also be boring. So we need a little bit of up and down, I believe.
Yeah. Wow, so many beautiful things you said, and I agree 100%. And I love how you said, yes, the fears are there, but they are not ruling my life anymore. You're not run by these fears. And
Yes.
this is something really important what so many people in, in my experience also get wrong. Like, especially because you and I, we also work with hypnosis, we work with RTT. And people think that they do one hypnosis session and then everything is gone, everything is beautiful, everything is perfect. But it's not how it works. First of all, also what you said, like you get, it's like a layer. It's like you get rid of one layer after the other.
Yeah.
And you get closer to your core, beautiful, radiant self you are, which is often covered by fears. But it doesn't mean that all the fears are suddenly gone and you will never ever face a fear. And this is also a trap a lot of people, especially people in the self development area, fall into. They think, yes, I will start once I'm done with the work. Once I'm ready, and ready means that I don't feel any discomfort anymore, no fear. So first I have to do all the work on myself before I can start. No, that's not how it works. I mean, we will never be ready. We will never be finished with the work. It's a
Yes.
lifelong process. And I love how you said it, to integrate it, like accepting, yes, there is fear. I fear. I hear you, but I don't listen to you. I do it despite.
Yeah.
And that's growth. And growth will always feel at a certain level uncomfortable because we expand our comfort zone. So, so many amazing things you just shared here. And before you started working with me, what would you say? What made you decide first working with me, and what were your concerns? What were you a little bit worried about?
So, I mean, I decided to work with you because I knew if I want to move in the direction that I want to go, I need a person that can help me to, to take away the roadblocks with me and to help me just take the action and remembering that I can do it. And I feel, knowing you will guide me to that strength that's within me and helping me to tackle the sort of unpleasant parts as well in a very elegant way. Because I mean, I know some people are more comfortable with looking at what's painful with inside of them. It's never comfortable. But for me, I really feel I had this experience in my childhood and I really don't want to feel a lot of pain because it just feels, if it's not necessary, I really don't want it. So, and I think many people can relate to that as well. And I feel, but I know also by doing this work, doing RTT and hypnosis, we need to go and heal those parts in us, in order to move really in a healthy way forward. It was my choice to do it with you because I trusted that you have the skills. And I mean, obviously, we connected also on a personal level, which I think is very important. And the way you do it in a sort of short format in the coaching format was really great for me because, as I mentioned, I really like, to have a short but really profound and powerful change that I can implement also into a busy week. So that for me was definitely like the things that made me decide to work with you. And what sort of hesitations I might have had. mm, I mean, there's always the question, will it really help me? So I think everybody who's who's trying something sort of new or working with a new person is having maybe similar thoughts. So I wasn't really sure of how much it could help me. I sort of knew that definitely it will move me forward, but I didn't know how much. So that was, I think, the only thing I might have had in my mind that was sort of wandering around. Yeah.
Yeah. And did it help? And how
Yeah.
much?
Obviously, it helped me so much. And I think for me, you're just a go-to person. I mean, I trust you. I know, just one session can make such a big impact. And I mean, working continuously with you will help so much more even. So it helped me so much to move forward in a pleasant way, integrating, moving forward, remembering what I'm capable of, and just having, this amazing connection. I think for me was just incredibly helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and that's so true. We need, well, it's always a risk. We never know with whom we will work together if we don't know the person before.
Well,
We have to take a little bit this risk. And we always can say, okay, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. That's always an option also. But what you mentioned is really important also. We need to feel a certain connection with the person we choose to work with. And this sometimes is immediately, and sometimes it's after the second session or third session that we feel, okay, yes, I can really connect with this person. And everyone is different. So for everyone, there is the perfect therapist or coach. And this is also what I tell people who come to me for the first discovery call. It's like, well, if you're not sure, then go check out more therapists and coaches because you really need to feel comfortable and feel a connection. And that's something really great. And yes, I felt this connection also. That's why it was so amazing working with you because we I work very intuitively. If there is this connection that allows me even more to tap into that person in front of me, and also the other way around. Like when you feel connected, then we all, when we feel connected, we trust. And then only then we can open up. So that's something really, really important. And yeah, I think a lot of people who are watching this, who maybe have watched also other conversations we had together, very curious what happened. So what did you do? What's the difference between Max before and Max now? And what did you do? What have you done with all these new ways of thinking, like going despite the fear, taking action, removing one roadblock after the other? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, what I've mentioned was I've created my Find Your Shine Again challenge. I built this program that helps and empowers individuals, but in a group setting to overcome sort of their imposter syndrome, their self doubt, which leads them into burnout because so many of us try to do everything for others, but we lack to attend to our own needs. And this obviously at some stage will lead into burnout, into overwhelm, into stress, and can even lead into anxiety and depression and so much more. So I've created this challenge that helps individuals to really overcome this and to really look at the root cause of why you are doing this and why you have this behavior, and also to change it so you can also live an empowered life, to attend to your needs, to attend to your dreams, to build something that you really feel you want to do and that's connected to your heart, because that's always something important to me. I feel, in our heart lies the truth. I don't know why, but so it's really connecting back to ourselves. And that's what I've created with this challenge. And that's really dear to my heart because I've been there. I know how it feels. And I just really feel sort of it's my purpose to help others to overcome this so they can live a life they really dream of, and to be free to express themselves, to say no, to do what they really want to do, and not because they feel they need to do it for someone else, but they know it's right for them. And it's even almost their soul that wants to express itself. If you want to take it one step further, but I start with the challenge really at the place that's really tangible. It's really the behaviors, it's the thinking, it's the feeling that will be changed on a deep subconscious level. So you can live the life and be empowered to do what you want to do. So this has been something obviously that's been a great success. And this is running now on a continuous basis. So the challenge will be continued, and there's always going to be a group of people who join it. And then on my Instagram account, I've also evolved my Instagram account and just specifically tailored my message so much more. So I really talk directly to the people who really need to see and need to hear this. And that's always been a big challenge for me too. By focusing, I felt I leave people out. So, and also we did the reframe, and this was also something really powerful, Monika, because I then shifted to in focusing, I actually create something new that will impact so much more people. So I was able to shift my mindset and therefore also obviously grow my social media following and continue and reach people who then have the ability to work with me to overcome these challenges themselves so they can live the life they really want to upgrade their life to their best selves. And yeah, I think that's the two big things that come to my mind right now.
Amazing. Yeah. And I will put down the links in the comments. So everyone in the description. So everyone should really check out Max challenge. It's amazing. It's just for everyone who wants to get rid of burnout or wants to feel less stressed, like everyone actually. And just check it out. It's amazing. And also your Instagram, Max, and I've observed it. It's just like growing and growing. And I will put the link there also. And that was also something I was so happy. It was so beautiful for me to witness that, because I remember when we talked about that, and this was a big thing, right? And for many people who come to me, like social media and being seen is always a big thing. And this, on the one hand, the fear of visibility, and on the other hand, we want nothing more than being seen. But there's always this fear. And there again, you applied what you learned. That's what makes you so successful. You just did it despite the fears. Yes, we removed some underlying deep blocks, but it's never comfortable to do something new. And you just did it. And now I see, I mean, you post a lot and really beautiful content with a lot of value. So that's really amazing. And yeah, it was so beautiful to work with you together. And I hope we will continue also. Well, I'm always here for you. You know that whenever you need me. And as I said, I will put the links below so that everyone can check out your amazing work. I know you're an amazing therapist and coach. You do your magic with so many people, and you're growing and shining even brighter every day. And so, yeah, thank you. And maybe you want to say some last words?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Monika, because you've helped me on this journey massively, and you've empowered me to do all of those things in a so much more effortless way. So I'm really, really grateful for you doing your magic, being intuitive, tuning into me, knowing that you do this with your clients and open up the space that allowed me also to be vulnerable, to look at the parts that sort of were not so comfortable, but knowing, in addressing them, I will feel so much better afterwards. I mean, I was always trusting the process because you were holding that space. And I really want to say thank you so much for that. And I just remembered one more thing. Also, with your help and in this process, I've started the Find Your Shine Again podcast. There are currently 3 episodes, but so much more to come. There's always, and in addition, also other things in the pipeline that I am working on that I'm really passionate about. So definitely check that out as well on everything that's coming up, and go and check out Monika, because working with her definitely has changed my life in the most beautiful possible way. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Mm. Thank you, Max. And yeah, I can't wait to see you grow and shine even more.